Yeah, you know what time it is. It's the milkman. And guys, this next email I think is going to be essential to a lot of students because it deals with loneliness. And you already know UofT with the competitive nature and the endless study sessions, that sense of loneliness can creep on you very fast. So I received an email from a student named Vikram. He goes to UofT as well. And he kind of provided us with an insight on how he overcame loneliness. So, if this is something that you may be experiencing, perhaps this email could resonate with you. And again, we're in a pandemic right now, so you may not even be going to UFT. You may be going to another university, but that sense of loneliness may be creeping up on you as well. Or you may not even be going to university. Just the fact that it is much harder for us to appreciate our family members and spend time with our family members, this email may speak to you. So I'm going to hop right into it. Hello, Milkman. My name is Vikram. I'm a third year student at U of T. I wanted to share an experience I had back when I was a freshman that I feel a lot of my fellow students, both incoming and upper year, could relate to. In such a large campus environment, it's easy for newcomers to feel lonely or lack a sense of direction. This is especially true this year, with the pandemic forcing us to study in separate cities and suburbs, a great distance apart from one another. I think what we all inwardly crave is the remedy for that isolation, academic camaraderie being one such solution. This is something I gradually and thankfully discovered during my first year. A few months shy of embarking on the forthcoming adventure that would be my first year of undergrad, I read a book called The Opposite of Loneliness. It was a bright, benign day in February. I was in the public library, wrapped in one of those lazy Sunday study sessions when I just wanted to separate myself from the mound of textbooks and assignments in front of me and delve into some pleasure reading. The book was written by an author who, in a few years' time, I would come to identify with even more. Her name was Marina Keegan, a former Yale student and fledgling creative writer who died in a tragic car accident just a day after her graduation in 2012. She captured the essence of her liberal arts undergrad years with a wit and authenticity that I never truly appreciated when I first read it. As I prepared to enter Trinity College at the University of Toronto, I turned to literature to provide some premonition, some sense of direction for my next 4 years. Would it be like Hogwarts, a whimsical boarding school, as the black robes and Gothic architecture indicated? Or more like the comic book Deadly Class, an academy for assassins, a world of cutthroat competition, metaphorical and perhaps literal, knives plunged in backs. In either case, I followed the mantra that books know more than years, molded my approach as such. Returning to Keegan's book now, there are still passages from the titular essay that pluck new notes on my heartstrings, such as this one. There's a sentiment I sometimes sense that others are somehow more ahead, more accomplished, more specialized, more on the path to saving the world. Somehow creating or inventing or improving. A sentiment which soon became familiar to me in the college's austere dining hall in first year. Those meals where I sat back with my acquaintances as we made small talk about the courses on the syllabi for the classes we shared. Some peers took this opportunity to riddle off their hot takes on Derrida and deconstruction, or the sublime scientific thoughts of Aristotle. A deflated feeling within me followed when these conversations morphed into lectures. This feeling accompanied me throughout that first year in my collegial surroundings, like I was completely out of my depth, the most ignorant person in the room, left out of the loop on some secret that everyone else seemed privy to. Yet, as time progressed, I began to develop a strange fondness for that ignorance. Once I acknowledged that I didn't know something, it merely motivated me to learn more. It stoked that indescribable poignancy that grew whenever I eavesdropped on a lively debate amidst the cozy wooden walls of Graham Library and in the silent study section, no less. An amicable jousting match between two intellectuals over an insightful subject, with the security of knowing that their bridge of friendship would remain intact afterward, and without fear of being by a pesky bookworm nearby. That same feeling that arose when I replicated those kinds of discussions with my newfound friends concerning topics equal parts profound and pedantic, staying up well into the evening, laughing, learning, relishing each other's company, and realizing that maybe we were headed in the same direction after all. Would I call that feeling the opposite of loneliness? I can't say for certain, but I know it's something I would have never experienced just reading books. All right, so based on Vikram's experiences, yes, he did experience loneliness, but he took it upon himself to explore his surroundings, to find that sweet spot, to find that spot where he can engage in newer activities, where he could observe people doing things that he wasn't familiar with. And this took him out of his comfort zone. So I think the comfort zone is what keeps us lonely because you're used to it, you're comfortable. And I think when you're able to step outside of that zone and push yourself, you may find yourself in situations that, although you've never experienced them before, they provide newer feelings. You actually forget about the fact that you're embarking on a new journey alone and by yourself. Because if you think about it, you're not the only person who went to university. There have been other people who have gone to university and have done what you've done and have graduated. So with that being said, I hope that this piece by Vikram actually touched you guys. I know it allowed me to look at loneliness from a different perspective myself. And if you guys are feeling lonely, then by all means, drop your comments, maybe provide some kind words to others, some motivational words to others. And if this resonated with you in any way, let me know in the comment box. In the meantime, in between time, you know what it is. It's the Milkman. I'm off this. Easy, fam.